Hey there, welcome to Hustle and Heart TV. I'm Darieth Chisolm. Get online or get left behind. That's what Tech Diva Donna BAXTER of Soul Pitt Media says. Donna's been known for many things in her life. Back in college, they used to call her Lady Fresh when she grabbed the microphone and started throwing down rhymes as a rap artist. Donna's still picking up the microphone these days, but now as a business speaker and a digital consultant, she's on a mission to educate minority and women business owners on the power of the internet. And one of the platforms that she uses to catapult her message is through community meetings and events. She's also the current president for the Pittsburgh chapter of the National Association of Women Business Owners. And Donna has a true love for Pittsburgh. She expresses it through her award-winning community website and print magazine Soul Pitt, plus her internet podcast radio show. Donna says that consistency is what people need to do and be to be successful. She's got a lot of amazing tips. Get ready for it. Donna BAXTER on this episode of Hustle and Heart TV. You're watching Hustle and Heart TV, a video podcast show that spotlights expert advice from top money earners, successful entrepreneurs, superstar network marketers, and leading authorities in business and marketing. I'm Darieth Chisolm. I'm inviting you into my home and I'm bridging my own personal success as an entrepreneur, MLMer, news anchor, and now video podcast show host to help you leverage more tools and resources, make more money, and generate more ways to take action, become a rock star, and love your journey. Donna BAXTER, I am in the place where Soul Pitt happens. I can't believe it.
I'm so happy to have you here. I can't believe you're here.
Oh, no, it's not that tough to get me to come out to places, so let's not say that though. But really, I'm so happy to have you on the show. Thanks so much for being on Hustle and Heart TV.
Oh, I am honored. I'm so glad you asked me to be on this. I love your show. Been watching it for a while now, and it's great.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. And I love Soul Pitt.
Thank you.
You have been putting out this amazing quarterly magazine for Pittsburghers for some time. And it's just awesome to be able to, take this in month after month, or excuse me, quarter after quarter. Mm-hmm. And that's so significant. How do you do it? What does it take to put out a quarterly magazine?
Woo, it's a challenge, but it takes a team. It's just not me by myself. A lot of people are involved. We have Craig Dawson doing the advertising and sales. We have people like Benita Penn and Malik Vincent. They're the editors and associate editor. And, it just takes a team of the writers and everybody working together. We started this. None of us have ever done a magazine before. We didn't know where to begin. I started it when Jet Magazine was actually getting ready to close. Everybody's real sad about it around 2010. And I made it small like this as a tribute to Jet. Mm-hmm. So that's why it came out the size it did. And then they still are around. But I just wanted to showcase Pittsburgh. And putting it together is definitely a challenge. You have to really rely on your advertisers to help you support this. Because that's how we're able to keep it out there for free. And Highmark, Dr. Rhonda Johnson, who works for Highmark, she saw it one day. It was our very first issue. And we didn't have hardly any sponsors or advertisers. And she said, you know what? I like this. We need to support this. And I just like the fact that she followed through. We followed up with her. And it has been a partnership ever since. So she's really supported us. People like Connie Parker from the NAACP. So the fact that we have partnered with people on this magazine has really helped keep it going, because it's not a huge profit thing right now. It's just to keep people informed about Pittsburgh, keep positive images out there about African Americans, and just, keep something free. I figured there were other publications that are free. Why can't we have one?
It's so great too, in a time where most people are consuming content online, mm-hmm. and even the newspapers and magazines that have dominated the industry are struggling, yes. Simply because so much content is consumed online, that you're able to continue to produce a quarterly of this quality is just amazing. And the fact that you penetrate a set in the Pittsburgh area that might otherwise go unnoticed, or those stories might otherwise go untold.
Yes.
How is it that you continue to do that?
It's a niche magazine, so it's a niche market, and I think a lot of people, especially older people, really like to have something in their hands that they can see. We tried to use it, first of all, as a promotional piece to try to get people to go to the site. And it came out to the point where some people know about this, but they still don't know about the website yet, or they haven't been online because they don't get online. And some people have to go on the website, but they don't actively try to get the print. So it kind of became an entity in itself, to the point where that's why we kind of just put totally different things in here versus than what we have online. A lot of times, like all the stories and things you see in here are different.
And you've attracted an amazing following in terms of the people who actually pick up the publication.
Yes.
But those that you've had on the cover, I just love it. I mean, if there's celebrities that come into town, you got them. Brian McKnight. I mean, I love that, you know, you've not only showcase what's going on in Pittsburgh, but those people who come to Pittsburgh and you know, impact the lives of Pittsburghers, and that's a true publication in the sense that you are telling stories not only that are happening in this community, but those people that are coming. Where
I was going to say, like Tamara Tooney, she's
from here.
So we try to also incorporate people who are celebrities, definitely that are have ties here some type of way. So
that is awesome. I love it. You mentioned just in terms of getting started, and I have to tell you that, you know, obviously getting Hustle and Hard TV off the ground, I know what it's like. You're going in 15 different directions. You're trying to pull it all together, and you've got this dream about seeing it happen. Encourage people who might be in that same starting place where they're maybe launching, whether it's a publication or whether it's an online entity, whatever it is, about hustling for their dream and just going forward no matter what.
Okay. To hustle, you have to be consistent. And I talk about that. I have actually a YouTube video where I talk about being consistent in my email marketing. I found being consistent, even if no one reads your post, no one likes your post, if you continually just keep putting stuff out, people will start to see, oh, she's in this for the long haul. Oh, she's really doing this. Some people give up like right away when they don't get any likes, or if no one reads their blog posts, or if nobody's coming to their website and they don't have a lot of traffic. I think if you just stay and keep being consistent and to just keep grinding and hustling, eventually people will see, because people like longevity. They like to see that, okay, this is here to stay.
And it's important to do that when you are putting out a publication and you're not sure about your readership and whether or not it has stuck yet.
Yes.
And if you give up too soon, you miss the opportunity to explode. And for most people, when they're working at a dream or a goal, that sense of, well, I'm not quite there yet, or does anybody believe in it, or is it really going to do what it is that that's where most people stop. They get that thing called fear going on. How do you get past your fears?
I honestly got to admit, now this might sound funny to you, but hip hop has played a strong role in my business. And you cannot be afraid when you're on stage with thousands and thousands of people, and you have to really express yourself and make them believe you. So I have really mastered the art of making somebody to believe me, believing my words, believing what I put out there. And that's just the foundation of what I had when I used to rap a long time ago. I mean, hustling as a rap artist was hard.
That's work.
Especially when we didn't have, back in the day, we didn't have all the social media and things like that. So imagine how you had to hustle then to get the word out. You couldn't just post on Facebook and YouTube and things like that. So I just, you have to really make people believe you. And you have to, they have to look and you see your authenticity and, just genuine self.
She's got an amazing story to tell about her career as a rap artist, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later on. But this idea of taking that same energy that you use to rap and build a name is what you're saying that you did to get Soul Pitt started. And it's so interesting because as I look at successful people, that is it. That's a common thread. It's that it's the same energy. You can turn it into something else. And to think that you went from rapping to actually putting together a quarterly magazine and a website presence is somewhat of a big jump.
Yes.
But as you say, it's the same energy.
I went from a rhymer to a designer. That's what I can say. And I call myself the Tech Diva. And just the things I do when I do my speeches, when I do workshops, I like to move the crowd like I used to do before, get them hyped and pumped up about learning about technology. So I'm still spreading the word. I'm still spreading a message. It's just how I'm delivering it is just a little bit different now. So, I mean, I think a lot of people think, well, I wanted to be this. Sometimes you're getting prepared for in the future, you know, for things because of what you did in your past. A lot of times what you're doing might not work out, but you don't know. That thing you picked up, that new skill back in the day is going to come in handy in the future. So a lot of things I learned back then.
Could be the next stepping stone to where you need to be. Yeah. So I'm going to see if I can convince her to do a little rapping for us. She may have to go way back in the day to pull that up, but it was the start for you, and that's a great story in and of itself. So we'll talk about your rap career as well as where Soul Pitt is going and a whole lot more when we come back. So stay with us. Are you looking for a way to advertise your business, product, or service? Why not do it here on Hustle and Heart TV? We'd be happy to send you our media kit for show sponsorship and advertising. Reach out to us at info@dariethchisholm.com or give us a call at 412-692-1600 and we'll send you a media kit with all the information.
Are you looking for a career that pays great money, working with a fun group of people? I know, sounds too good to be true, right? Hi, I'm Troy Miles of the Miles Group.
We will train you, help you get your license, even supply leads. No cold calling.
I've been here 2 years and earned 6 figures this year.
I love my job.
I love the freedom and being my own boss.
If you would like to work among friends, have a great time, and make good money, call us.
Find out more at tmilesgroup.com.
Maybe your manuscript has been rejected for the 10th time. Maybe you're already published, but sales are almost non-existent. The defeated feeling is the same. It's time to get it done right. Rochelle Carter, the author of The 7-Step Guide to Entrepreneurship, has the answers that will turn your career around. Rochelle leads you through the powerful 7 steps, guiding you as you become a successful author and entrepreneur. Build your writing talents into a business, a platform that can sell you and everything you write, giving you what every writer wants, a continuing money flow. Rochelle Carter shares the tried and true, as well as the new, most effective, smart, and affordable steps to plan your publication and sell more books. To be a successful professional writer, the 7-Step Guide to Entrepreneurship is a must-read, a guide you will return to time and time again.
Hi, my name is Jim Kuzak. I'm a former police officer in the city of Clairton, injured in the line of duty in April 2011. I'm telling you that I'm out here being positive for the law enforcement community of Western Pennsylvania. And you're watching Hustle and Heart TV.
So founder and publisher of Soul Pitt magazine, Donna BAXTER, has a very interesting backstory that started well before this wonderful quarterly urban magazine, and it has to do with rapping.
Yes.
Yeah, so let's talk about that.
Okay. Now, I just want to say thank you because you were one of the first people to ever interview me as a rap artist. You came to the studio in Dormont, Saturn Records, and I was with a group called the Misfits in the Attic then. But even before that, I was rapping as a young woman named Lady Fresh. That's what, you know, my alias was at the time. And it was cool because I was in college. And I would travel on the weekends and go to California working on my album. I was on a small label called Valley View Records, and you know, it was a small business, and I learned a lot there too as well. I mean, he had his business in his beautiful home with the pool outside. It was gorgeous, but everybody had their desk there in their offices, and I would come there, and then they would drive me to the studio. And it was just like, I learned the ins and outs of a small business at that time. And that was very valuable information.
And how old were you?
I had to be about, I'd say like 18, 19.
Yeah, I remember that. You were very young, yeah.
Just got out of high school. You know, they actually were trying to sign me when I was in high school. When I went to college, you know, I did get signed and traveled on the weekends and still was able to do my schoolwork. At that time, I met a lot of people from Philly and New York in college. And, you know, we always talked about there has to be something else going on outside this campus. You know, when you're at college, a lot of times you don't know where the local hair salon is the best one to go to, or the barbershops, or the church for that matter. So a lot of times, you know, we were trying to find things like that. So that kind of started to spark, like, there has to be a way to get all this information together somewhere. You know, it's still, the digital divide at that time was huge. I mean, at that time, I was going to Best Buy, getting a little AOL CD, and then hearing the little noise when you put it in the computer.
Right.
So that's when I kind of started getting into the technology. At the same time, I was still doing the music. So
you had to wear so many hats in the time that you were rapping. Producer, you were branding yourself, and you know, writing,
Yes.
and at such a young age to be able to pull all of that together and later put together a wonderful magazine. That takes a lot of talent. I mean, really, it's like it has a lot to do with your sheer determination to be successful, but also to take the knowledge that you have and then use it in other facets of your life.
Yes.
Has any of that been challenging? I can imagine that, you know, as much as it sounds like this incredible story of success, we know that there's ups and downs and ebb and flow in any business, and certainly in any career. But to be young and move from the music industry into media and
Yes.
print publication, big jump.
Yes.
What challenges have you faced in that?
At first, it's probably like, will people take me seriously? You know, I came as being a rapper, and now I want to do technology. You know, the two would just not ever go hand in hand if you think about it, but now actually it does. So that was a challenge. The challenge in learning web design. I didn't know how to do websites at all. I taught myself. I went to school for communications, and I have a master's in instructional technology, but I went to school for like just media communications. I wanted to sit behind the desk and tell the news, you know, a long time ago. And I tried to get an internship, and that was kind of hard in Pittsburgh. And just, you know, it was interesting. My degree didn't take me as where I wanted to go at first, but then just the things that I did outside the degree kind of got me where I am here. But I mean, of course, the degree helps. I encourage everyone to definitely do that. But yeah, so it was a challenge learning the skills I needed as far as the technology skills. And I taught myself that. I read books. At the time, I couldn't go on YouTube and say, how do you do this HTML? You know, there wasn't really a lot of stuff out there. So I was buying books all the time, trying to figure things out.
You figured it out. You leveraged technology. You leveraged what you could learn, and you got to work doing it.
Yes.
And for that, you have now stood up as a leader in the Pittsburgh community with this publication, and of course throughout your career. But in terms of any of the personal challenges, perhaps, that have happened along the way, because oftentimes, as we're trying to balance our busy lives and our successful lives, we get to a point where we start to think, wait a second, am I like really living the lifestyle that I want, or am I challenged in some other way? Not all of us face those, but then when we do, we dig a little bit deeper, and we have to go inside and decide this is not going to set me back.
I mean, more recently, I've had a lot of challenges. Over the last few years, I've been diagnosed with diabetes. So I'm not on insulin or anything, but I have to be aware of that when I go speak, when I go to events. You know, I got to worry about what kind of food are they going to have. Continental breakfast means a lot of sugar and starch. So I have to kind of prepare for things like that. And just not overwork myself. I had the challenge of being an only child. And because I was an only child and my family lived in Johnstown, I was there mostly every weekend. People don't realize a lot of times I'm in Johnstown at least once on the weekends. So, and then my mother, she was sick over the last few years, and she passed away just recently in September 2014. And, you know, that was a challenge, because it's like you have to keep your business going and your other life going, and then you have this, you know, thing that happened that just stops you in your tracks. And, you know, you have to like, okay, wait a minute, I have to take a breather for a second. And that's why it's good to have a team of people around you. That's why it's really great to have good people working for you, working with you, great friends. I have some phenomenal friends. Even though I'm an only child, I have friends that I consider my sisters.
Building that network of people around you, whether it's team or family or friends, to not only help you in work, but also in play and in stressful environments, is so very important.
Yes, it is.
It's priceless in many cases. So how do you build a team? There are many, business owners out there that perhaps solopreneurs who are saying to themselves, I can't put on another hat.
I know.
I need some help. How would you encourage them to do that?
Sort of like building a rap group. You have to get like minds together. You know what I mean? So it's like some people try out for the group. They might not work. After a while, you might be a little, we got to kick you out the group. So like I said, bringing in a lot of things I learned how to build and work with a team of people through music, working with producers and everybody else like that. It's the same thing. Hooked up with some really nice people that I knew that, was in certain path in their life, and I could help them, but they could help me as well. So it was a win-win for both. People like Tarina Hicks, we put her in place in the spiritual area of our website. And from there, she has flourished. She has met so many people. She's a minister as well. And she really wanted to promote what was going on in the Christian community. So that worked perfect for her. Young lady, Benita Penn. She's the editor. Well, she got college credit for working with Soul Pitt. That helped her with her bachelor's degree, and she has just gotten her master's degree. And she has used a lot of stuff that she has done with Soul Pitt to help her further her in her career. So when you do build a team, you need to keep in mind, they got dreams too. Soul Pitt might not be their dream. They love being part of it, but it really was my dream. So you got to kind of help the people that's on your team with their dream too as well. So that, eventually some people move on. But if you help them out, they won't forget.
And nowadays, so many people are wearing so many different hats themselves that they're finding that there's so much that they can learn when they've got a piece of this and a piece of that, or that they're giving value or giving some service, and in return for it, what they get is intangible. It can go on for years and years for them. So that's incredible. Well, I can say that, over the years, reading the publication, seeing where it's gone, I love your story. I love what you've done over and over again. The fact that, Soul Pitt has been, through, I would guess that when people decided that they wanted to turn and start, going online to read content, you had a place for them to go online.
Yes.
So you were smart in that you positioned it, as, a quarterly that's in the African American community, but also the availability for them to get it online.
Yes.
We'll talk more about how you structure things online, as well as what some people, if you're, at all interested in considering doing a publication or doing an online presence, some tips and tools that she can share with you when we come back. So what steps have you taken lately to take your business to a whole nother level? Or are you stuck or stalled? I'd love to hear from you. So send me an email at info@dariethchisholm.com, or you can like me on Facebook at Darieth Chisolm or on Twitter at Darieth Chisolm, and share your journey. Ask me a question, give me a topic or two, or a potential show guest. Looking forward to hearing from you.
Bad things happen to good people. Accidents, serious injuries, or even death. When they do, families call Frank Walker Law, where we fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Hard-hitting representation when you need it the most. A real law firm getting real results.
Hey kid, let me tell you about the Soul Pit, and I want you to let everybody know about it. Soul Pit is what's happening in and around your city. Soul Pit is on the internet and around the globe. Soul Pit is on your block and in your car. Soul Pit is in your ear. It's in your hair. It's everywhere. Soul Pit is the latest news, hottest styles, culture, education, information, and more. It gets you ready for things to come. Hey kid, you know what the Soul Pit really is? It's a little something extra for your soul.
Hi, I'm Carrie Murphy, CEO and founder of Inspired Living, where we help you create a celebrity and influential brand by using video to grow your business. And I cannot wait to see you on the next episode of Hustle and Heart TV with Darieth Chisolm.
Donna, I thought about trying to figure out some way that we could include, any of the people who've been reading your magazine and following you for some time, and asking them to chime in and, just let us know, give us a shout out. So what I'm hoping is that we'll be able to encourage people through this podcast to go out and either leave one of us a text, Facebook something where you can let us know that you are both, a Soul Pitt reader and you've been following you for some time, and a Hustle and Heart TV watcher.
That's right.
How's that sound?
Yes.
No, seriously. Don't you just love technology? The
I
fact
love
that
it.
you can bridge, you can do so many things online and through technology.
Yes.
It's amazing.
I love the fact that I started this as a hobby. And because of technology, it got me to where I am today. I mean, I didn't use hardly any advertising, promotion. It was just strictly the internet and doing offline as well. People tend to forget, even though you're online, you need to take yourself offline and go to events and network and do things like that. But technology, I mean, I preach all the time, get online or get left behind, because it will empower you, and it'll empower you to take your business, yourself, or whatever you want to do to the next level.
What's more successful for you, the online presence with Soul Pitt or the actual physical publication?
I'd probably say it's different. It's like the online, when people advertise, they always compliment about how good of a response they get. The advertisers, especially people that advertise for jobs, talk about the quality of the candidates they get. When people read this, it's a totally different vibe. It seems like I said, it's grown into something itself, and it has a totally different audience, because a lot of times people who read this do not go onto the site. But the site definitely has been the most successful so far, and this is picking up fast, because, you know, people say, well, print is dead, like we were talking. And I think just because it's a niche audience, and because people are seeing people they're not used to seeing in the paper and on TV, they're local people doing things that are phenomenal, that you're like, I didn't know she did that.
Well, you know, and what's interesting too is, and I can speak freely about this, I mean, having spent over 20 years in television news here in Pittsburgh, there really isn't an opportunity to tell these types of stories in local news. It just isn't. I mean, it's not the platform for it, and it probably won't be. And gone are the days, are the talk shows, if you will, the local community talk shows that allow people to do that. So this is that presence. This is this opportunity to feel the pulse of the community and be impacted by it, and to have good, powerful, uplifting, motivating stories.
Yes, with positive images.
And positive images, and people want to hold on to them. You know, it's funny. I've been in some homes in Pittsburgh, and I've seen collections of these like stored.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. I was waiting to share that with you, but I have, and I just love that you know, people hold on to them. It's not necessarily tossed, and it's because of perhaps the value that they get out of it. And when you're encouraging people, whatever they're putting out, and certainly in the online, because so much stuff online comes and goes. You read it, it's gone, it's in your trash. You don't even know where you saw it.
Exactly.
You didn't know if it was Facebook or Instagram or whatever. You can't really hold on to it the way that you can hold on to something physical. How would you encourage all of those online entrepreneurs, solopreneurs who are trying to build a presence online to add value where people will remember to either save it in their inbox or come back to it over and over again?
You just have to know who your audience is. That's first. Know who your audience is. Everybody might not be on Facebook. A lot of our followers, even though we have Twitter, Pinterest, and all that, a lot of Soul Pitt diehard fans are not on Twitter. Most of them are on Facebook. So definitely know where your audience is at. And then when you speak to them, don't always sell or just always pitching your thing. Give them information that they will like to have. Collect your email addresses. You know, your mailing list is very key, because Facebook can block you. They can shut you down. You've built up this list and you're just constantly promoting on Facebook, but you're not collecting any email addresses. And what happens if you do something and Facebook says, you know, we're going to close your account because you broke some rule or something like that? You have no way to email these people and say, hey, temporarily our Facebook is down, we're working on it, but hey, we want you to know about this still. So I have so many different ways to reach out to everybody, just in case my website is down. I can still email everybody, hey, we're having some server problems right now, but don't worry about it. Here's some events still going on in the community I want to share with you as well.
And how, you know, it's so important to have a database. You know, I encourage people constantly, especially through podcasting or through any business, to make sure that you're collecting the email addresses. And as you point out, because at any time, any one of those social media platforms that you're relying on could be gone. And how important is that to be able to do that? So we have a really nice opportunity with our show to ask people towards the close of the show to share two things, and that would be a hustle tip and a heart tip. And I'd love for you to give that some thought. And what would you tell someone around hustling? And what would you tell them as it relates to just loving what you do and loving your passion and your journey?
As far as hustling, like I think I'll go back to the being consistent. Just be consistent. Do you. Be authentic. Just things like that when it comes to just hustling. I'm always on the grind, but I'm me. I mean, when people meet me, I'm down to earth. I'm me. So I think that plays a big key in your business. As far as heart, you have to love what you do. And I love technology. And I love the fact that I incorporate things from hip-hop that I love as well, too, in that. So.
All right. And so, as promised, since we're talking about hip-hop, I can't close out this special edition with her without you doing a little bit of rap. Now, I'm catching you off guard, I know. So let's see if you can throw a rhyme for us.
I'm not rapping.
No?
Yeah, you threw me off guard with that.
You way off, I'm sure.
Because some of the raps I used to do, I can't say on Hustle and Heart TV. Okay. However, like I said, I've been working on spoken word pieces that I have on YouTube.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, you can check out her YouTube channel. We've got, she has some of her spoken word on YouTube. Of course, we definitely would encourage you to go out to soulpitt.com so that you can, thesoulpitt.com, so that you can check out, you know, the edition there online. And in Pittsburgh, you can find this in a variety of different places. So be sure that you hang on to Soul Pitt Quarterlies and, you know, hang on to them. They're great pieces of information. So Donna, thank you so much for being on the show. Appreciate it.
Thank you. I'm going to get you for that.
All right, Donna, I know you're going to get me, and you probably owe me, or I owe you, or however that works out. But thank you so much for being on the show. I had such a great time with you. You know, Soul Pitt is near and dear to my heart, and I love that you've done nothing but express the absolute truth of who you are and who you expect people in the community to be. So thanks so much for putting that publication out, and thanks for being on the show. If you want more information about Soul Pitt and Donna Baxter, you can get it from my website, hustleandhearttv.com. Just search Donna's name, and the show notes page has links out to her website and other useful tips. We've got more Hustle and Heart straight ahead.
Hey, it's Tam Michelle with Tie the Knot Tuesday here at the Pittsburgh Marriott City Center, where we take care of all of your event and meeting needs brilliantly. And today we're going to talk about adding that one crazy thing to your wedding. Whether it's adding a piñata and having your guests leave you little notes to crack on your anniversary. Maybe it's a personalized aisle runner of photos from your childhood so you can walk down memory lane as you say I do. Or maybe it's at the end having your guests send you off with, instead of confetti, doing some pom-poms. Well, whatever you decide, you can handle the I-dos, we'll handle the to-dos. For your wedding and event needs, like us on Facebook at the Pittsburgh Marriott City Center and call us at 412-918-1373 and ask for me, Tam Michelle. Keep smiling.
This is not a hotel. It's an idea that travel should be brilliant. Because it's not only about where you're staying, it's about where you're going. The promise of spaces far beyond your imagination. We're here to advance the art of hosting, so you can make the most of your journey. Pittsburgh Marriott City Center. Travel brilliantly.